On the edge of the colossal mountain peak Ebralik sat. His forearms clung to the cold, rocky edge. His chitin defended him from the dust storm as he stared into the dust clouds below and black abyss above through his glowing eyes. He sighed through his respiratory apparatus, a rebreather, a series of tubes hooked up to his mouth and spiracles, and a tank of oxygen on his back as the cold wind hit his chitin. "It's so peaceful up here," he thought to himself. Behind him he heard a familiar mechanical whine. He turned and noticed Memoria, an automaton he built in the shape of an orb. What separated her from other automatons was her full sapience. Despite her damaged voice box, she conveyed her emotions to her creator. She floated to the pthumerian and nuzzled her iron chassis on his chin. "What's wrong, Memoria?" he asked as he patted her head. "Worried about me being up so high?" She let out a low whine and projected a bright blue light from her face. From it came a message in a soft feminine voice. "Ebralik, please meet me in the Empyrean chamber. Empyrean Ebralik wants to meet up with me?" "What for?" Memoria shook her head and whined as she didn't know the reason. "Humph. Fair enough, can't make the Empyreans wait." He climbed down the peak into a cave entrance and went further into his people's subterranean sanctuary. The heat rose and silence began to dwindle, replaced with rumbling as he went further down. The young inventor crawled through the quarry, soldiering through the constant sounds of pickaxes smashing rocks, the smell of sulfur plasma cutting stone, and the mumbling of other pthumerian miners hard at work made his head hurt, but he continued through the rumbling. Before he left, a rock cart full of red iron ore caught his eye. For a moment he could block out the noise around him as ideas for inventions came to his mind. His daydreaming was interrupted by a tap on his shoulder. He turned around to see his grandfather, Trigos. He hovered over Ebralik, pickaxe over his shoulder and sacks full of stone and ore, eyes bearing a wrathful red instead of neutral white. "Hello, grandfather," he said, trying to be formal. Trigos grabbed his hand and raised it high. "That ore is meant for the vault, not for your 6th failed invention this week. Don't embarrass us again with your unruly behavior," he scolded. Ebralik's white eyes switched to a deep red. His gauntlet in response summoned electricity and forced Trigos's hand off him. "I didn't steal anything, you eroded pebble," he snapped. "I simply stopped and looked at the ore. If you'll immediately assume the worst of me, leave me alone. Don't talk back to me, boy. Don't berate me over nothing. I have business with Empyrean Ebralik and you're halting it." Trigos crossed his arms in disbelief. "Empyrean Ebralik wants to talk to you of all people?" Memoria floated between them and recited the Empyrean's message, to which Trigos stood and dropped his bags of ore and dust. "Well, if that's taken care of, I need to go. It's not wise to keep an Empyrean waiting." He turned his back and walked out of the quarry entrance, past the pthumerian sentinels and their iron spears who stared down at him as he silently walked past. Through the hot and dry air of the foundry, he eventually made his way to the warren. He scanned the colossal egg-shaped chamber and looked past the middle rock pillar and stone bridges until he finally found the entrance to the Empyrean tunnel marked with glowing gold diamonds. The splicer breathed heavily from the steep climb. From his belt he pulled out a vial of base white pneuma and inhaled it. The mist circulated through his body, seeped from his spiracles and mouth as his breathing returned to normal. "Heat sucks so much," he lamented. "A real pthumerian wouldn't complain about our only means of production." A lone pthumerian, Ebralik, recognized as the sacred sentinel Balthazar, said as he walked up to Ebralik, using his crimson spear as a walking stick. "Oh, Balthazar, great to see you. Tell me, is walking like you're 5 centuries old also, what does a real pthumerian does?" "My leg will heal eventually. I won't leave Ebralik without her sentinel." "Tell me this. Do you think Empyrean Ebralik, one of the 3 out of the 4 great leaders of our people, deserves an injured sentinel?" "I think not." "I agree, but my gauntlet is currently being repaired. After the accident you caused." Ebralik sighed. "This again? I did not cause that cave-in. I don't even like acoustic spells. We have 50 witnesses saying you did it. You're telling me that 50 people are lying?" "Yes, I am. I'm not sure why when a group says the same thing it's seen as true. A large group can lie or be incorrect. It's 100% possible. You know, hundreds of thousands of our ancestors thought our great mother would save us and all of them were wrong. It's why we're on this red rock and not our homeworld." Balthazar went silent as Ebralik left a vial of pneuma on the ground. I don't need you to believe me. Now take this. Ebralik doesn't deserve a faulty sentinel. Past the silent sentinel through the vine and fruit-covered tunnel, Ebralik finally reached the entrance of the Empyrean chamber. Memoria floated in the middle of the tunnel's mouth and shined a blue light through it. Ebralik, you may enter, a voice from the darkness said. He entered a large chamber through the tunnel with 4 pthumerians towering over him, their wings folded around them to look like royal hooded robes. He stood before the council of Empyreans, for pthumerians that have grown from the golden pneuma and held authority over his people. Ebralik the just, Arasks the seer, Rexus the traveler, and Hurux the strong sat on their stone chairs above the young splicer. He stood straight up and held his upper fist to his chest and lower fist behind his back. Greetings, Empyreans. I was informed that something was requested of me. Ebralik stood from her seat and spoke. Yes, Ebralik. We have a special mission that only you can do. Indeed, Ebralik, you should be grateful for this opportunity. Hurux said. Ebralik turned to her council member. Her eyes flickered red, but she took a deep breath and turned to the young inventor. Now, Ebralik, before we tell you this assignment, we must show you the observatory. I get to see the observatory? That's forbidden. I'm making an exception, because I want you to know everything about the specifics of this assignment. Yes, Empyrean Ebralik. The group walked silently through a tunnel at the back of the Empyrean chamber. They arrived at the observatory, a chamber and haven where the Empyreans monitor the surface of their planet and further beyond. Blue light illuminated the chamber, showing the terminal's holographic screens at the back and numerous carvings on the walls. This place looks great. Indeed, our means of knowledge must be great, Ebralik said as she took a stone bowl of water and fruit and offered it to the young splicer. Getting here must have been tiring. He gladly accepted the gifts. His eyes became green as shoved the fruit down his throat. Thin rows of serrated teeth shredded the hard outer layer of the fruit. He then chugged the bowl of water happily, quenching his lasting thirst. Infinite thanks, Empyrean Ebralik. You are infinitely welcome. Now let me show you the intricacies of this job, she said. She walked to the terminal and tapped a button with her sharp claw-like finger, making a blue holographic projection of a barren red planet. As you know, way before your time we lived on a prosperous homeworld, but after a cataclysm we had to leave. After centuries in space and the infinite dangers there, we settled on this planet. While its surface is uninhabitable, we carved out a sanctuary in this colossal dead volcano. Yes, I am aware. We used the attributes of this rock planet to build our haven. The marvelous feats of arcane engineering make me proud to be a splicer. Ebralik tapped the button again, showing another world with land masses and water that wasn't frozen solid. Through the observatory we found another planet in this solar system. She tapped the button again. The screen cycled through many images of lush forests, glistening lakes, and large cities, biomes that many of his generations have never even seen. It's clear that this planet is inhabited with a large population, most likely in the billions, dwarfing our measly 10,000. So many types of areas. This is more vegetation than ironwood had grown. Ebralik observed. Ebralik tapped another button and the screen cycled through other images. Various species, some mammalian, others reptilian, insectoid, avian, aquatic, gelatinous, existed in multiple landscapes. Armies welded numerous weapons, from swords and glaives to firearms and suits of armor. Gangs with automatons, others with various beasts, interstellar ships moving through portals, and meetings with other civilizations exist in multiple landscapes. Ebralik put his finger on his chin, pondering what he had witnessed. This death world seems very well developed. Indeed, numerous weapons, manpower, and interstellar travel. Ebralik data from the observatory shows that this civilization once saw our world as habitable, and with their new strength they could try to claim it. If they find us and aren't friendly, then it could be our extinction, and I'm sure this other new civilization collaborating doesn't give you hope. Two civilizations deciding to collaborate rather than fight is a rarity, and we cannot expect the same treatment. I understand, and we clearly can't beat them in a war. Exactly. The mission I'm asking of you is to be a scout, a set of eyes on this death world, find out more context, and discover this civilization's and world's temperament. You are to traverse the entirety of this world and let us know the state of affairs in this world. Any questions? Why are you picking me for this and no one else? Is this some elaborate execution? Hirux chuckled. As much as I adore the concept, we wouldn't send you to a place to possibly divulge secrets just to get you killed. Ebralik didn't bother glaring at Hirux. She simply extended her arm back and fired a bolt of silk that covered his mouth. It's because of Memoria. You took a servitor core and turned it into a fully aware Akashic automaton. With her connection to our terminals, she'll be excellent for this. Besides, it'll likely be dangerous and you're a natural when it comes to that. Rexus said. The hatchlings would love to see this world and everything in it. Well, everything appropriate for them. Rasks corrected. Ebralik, are you willing to accept this job? Ebralik asked. Humph. Ebralik's mandibles vibrated in thought. A new world could be dangerous and even spell his demise, but the opportunity for growth was tantalizing. A change of scenery would be a worthy risk for his career. He stood up and turned to the Empyreans, his eyes filled with orange determination. I accept. Memoria floated beside him, always supportive of her inventor's decisions. Thank you, Ebralik. You are doing your people a great service. The dust storm will end tomorrow and we will leave then. I suggest you let everyone know before then, Ebralik implored. I understand. I'll let them know and be ready for you tomorrow. He nodded to the Empyreans and walked out of the Empyreans' chamber. Through the foliage-covered tunnels illuminated by purple radiance, Memoria floated in front of his face and began her mechanical whining. Yes, I'm completely serious about this mission. This opportunity is mine and I won't squander my opportunities anymore. The peak is perilous, she recited in his sister's voice. I'm aware of the danger, but to be honest with you, if I die there, it'll be better than centuries of ineptitude and a lack of accomplishments. People talk about safety and how it extends life as if it automatically increases its quality. It's possible to be miserable and unfulfilled for centuries. She relented and flew back to his side. Don't worry about me. Let's go see the weavers. The young pthumerian Ebralik descended through the tunnels and heard a familiar yet pleasant tune. The tune replaced his doubts with serenity. It was so warming it drowned out the sound of the alternating message once he passed into Teat. Through a cave mouth, he witnessed his friend, a female pthumerian named Cretes, taller than him, working on a thick severed vine and various gems on a stone table. Her singing guided her delicate work as she knotted the silky insides of the vines into a thread through the gems. Her singing ceased as her sister Bria spoke up, pacing her eyes glowing red. Really, you could be doing real work, but you make this for that useless idiot. You're only saying that because he stopped you from committing murder. He is unhinged and violent, not a good suitor for my big sister. I've known him all my life and every time he's retaliated with violence was just that. A retaliation, a reaction to the unjust actions of others. When people aren't being deceivers, he's fine to be around. I doubt I'm in any danger. She approached the table and put her hand on the table, staring her sister in the eyes. Your sister is a deceiver? Cretes met her gaze. Her imposing height nearly shook Bria as well as her eyes glowing red. You tried to murder a member of our house all over petty jealousy. You used him and never really valued him. You are deserving of everything that fell upon you. I second that, Ebralik said, leaning on the door. Both daughters of Hirux turned to him. Ebralik, how are you doing? Cretes asked, her hands clasped together, green brimming from her eyes. Besides looking horrendous and skulking on girls, said Bria. Ebralik's gaze turned to Bria, his eyes glowing red. Well, I came for Cretes, not you. You're one to talk about looking horrendous. You still got lightning marks on your soft shell. Purplish light enveloped Bria's gauntlet, became orange flames that wreathed her hand. In response, purplish light enveloped Ebralik's gauntlet and became blue electricity around the pthumerian's hand. How about we go for another round since you're so prideful? I'll gladly humble you again, Bria. He walked closer to her, their eyes inches from each other as their magic charged. Cretes got between them and pushed them apart. That's enough, you two. Bria, you can go. You're picking him over me? Your own sister. Bria, don't start, just go. She glared at her sister, then Ebralik. Fine. I hope you two soft shells are happy with each other, she said as she walked out of the chamber. Ebralik glared at Bira, his rage growing, but Cretes grabbed his chin and moved his gaze to her. It's all right, she's gone. Fine. It's good to see you, Ebralik. How have you been? She looked at Memoria and patted her head. And how has this cutie been? Fine. Well, more than fine. Empyrean Ebralik gave me a job. Really? Some rare ore in the mines? No. A new invention with the rest of the splicers? No. She crossed her arms and huffed in irritation. What is it then? I'm leaving Haven, leaving this planet, to scout out another world whose technology has advanced. The Empyreans want to know this world's state before we advance and grow any further. If this world would wipe us out, we will board the nest and leave this world. Cretes went silent. Her green was replaced with flickering yellow and blue. Are you serious? Yes, I am. Memoria floated in the air and projected a hologram of the event in the Empyrean's chamber. Cretes was stunned and stumbled back. Her back stopped as she hit the table. Ebralik, are you sure you want to do this? All you know is that the world is hazardous. Not just the lands, but the people could be a threat to you. Do you hate us and your life that much to throw it away down there? I don't hate my life or everyone here. I'm actually very fond of you, Cretes. The danger will be immense, yes, but this is something I want to do. Does your mom know? What about your father or Apra? Not yet. You're the first I told. I'm telling them later today because I'm leaving tomorrow. Cretes' upper arm grabbed her chest. She took a deep breath, grabbed what she was making and held it in her lower hand. Fine, fine. You have your ambitions and wants. It's not wrong. It's part of you being your own person. You have my faith and support. Thank you, Cretes. Ebralik turned away but heard Cretes extend her arm and get closer. Hold on, Ebralik, I made you something. Mfoke, what is it? He turned around and faced Cretes, her upper arms wrapped around his head, and she put a pendant around his neck. I was working on this for a while, but it's finally done. Alakdane threads and a shard of diamond. He held the diamond in his hand and recognized the specific gem. This is your mother's diamond. Are you sure? I'm sure. She loved you like her own. She would want you to have it. Ebralik gripped the diamond and charged it with magic. Though a tiny spark, the diamond began to shimmer golden light. I'll make her proud. You already have. Please make sure you come back to me, to us. You are a treasured member of this house. As a weaver and as you are a treasured member of the house. I'll return better, stronger, and even be an archon. Even if you come back with the power to crush the universe, to seed our entire world, to alter reality, you won't be better than you. Ebralik's heart skipped a beat as they both nodded, and he left, but he noticed Bria leaning on the rock wall, her eyes a resentful magenta. He stopped and turned to his former flame, his eyes matched her color. Don't you have better things to do than spy on people? I thought the Grand Rising Archon would have more important things on her slab of tasks. Oh, I do. I just had to get a load of this new task the Empyreans gave you. You're going to some hostile world. You could die, no, you will die, and if I'm being honest, I hope you do. Our people will be better off without you. You're lucky Cretes loves you, or I'd dock you with a rusty knife and toss you over the highest rock bridge. You can certainly try it, Ebralik. She remained relaxed, leaning on the wall as her former flame glared at her. He turned away. I have more important things to deal with than you of all people. Keep me posted on your progress, Bria. Outclassing a novice wouldn't be fulfilling. Ebralik walked off from Tit and made his way to the hollows of the warren. As he crawled up to the colossal oval-shaped chamber, an echo stone repeated. Welcome back to the hollow. Please watch your step on the stone bridges and keep your grip strong. Other than that, please rest up and sleep well. Tomorrow is a new day of all working together for a greater future. He crawled up the stone pillar connected to the stone bridges and gazed at the hundreds of tunnel mouths, not sure which one led to his abode. Today's stress strained him, and pinpointing his specific home was difficult. Brother, Ebralik heard from a familiar voice. He saw his younger sister, Apra, sitting at the edge of their parents' cove. He climbed up the wall and arrived at his parents' cave entrance, greeted Apra, her head hung up as her brother towered over her. I've been waiting for you. How was your day, brother? He stared down and gazed into his sister's eyes. She has always had an aversion to extended separation, but he had to tell her the news eventually. I'm fine, but how about you? Your painting, how's it going? Great, I finally got white and silver paint and painted our god. Apra, we don't have a god. I know that, but maybe she'll come back. I don't think she will return. The days of being under her grace will forever be stories. He conjured purplish-white energy in his hand to show his arcane magic. We have a new way to forge a path forward. Ido looked away from her brother's magic and went silent. You know I love you to death, Apra. You're 14 years old and need to grow in your own way now more than ever. Her head jolted up. What do you mean by that? He walked past her and guided her further inside the tunnel. It's better if I tell Mom and Dad at the same time as you. Apra followed her brother in the tunnel and met their parents, Uagon and Athres, preparing iridescent fruits in a larger chamber. Uagon, the father, tosses 2 Eleusinia fruits, one at Ebralik and the other at Apra. How are my children doing today? Fine, Dad, he answered, putting his hand behind his head. I have to tell you all something. Athres stopped peeling the oval fruit and stared at her son, her eyes yellow with anxiety. Oh no, what did you do? Tell me you don't have another assault charge. You're reaching the heights of Oran Ebralik, said his father. I don't have a charge. Empyrean Ebralik gave me a job. Oh, amazing, my son. Tell us about it, asked Uagon. Everybody sat down in the center of the chamber. Everyone bit into their fruit, but Ebralik hadn't eaten his. What's wrong, son? Asked Athres. You usually eat your fruit faster than all of us. His hand fell limp as his appetite was already dealt with. I've eaten already at the observatory. You've been there? Apra asked. No one has been allowed in the observatory for decades. How did you get clearance? Asked Athres. It's about the job I was given. I'm going to another planet tomorrow, Ebralik said. Everyone went silent and dropped their fruit. The Empyreans showed me in the observatory a planet close to us, a world of various species whose technology has increased dramatically over the years. The Empyreans want me and Memoria to see if these people are hostile. The Empyreans are sending my son to a death world, Athres stated as she stared into her son's eyes. Worry and anger laced her voice as her eyes flicker yellow and red. Dear, please calm down. Are you sure about this, son? Yes, I'm sure. Will it be dangerous? Sure, but this is a prime opportunity to increase my skills through the technology of this world. Fortune favors the bold, and I will either fully realize my potential or die trying. You don't have to go, please don't go, Apra pleaded, her eyes flickered yellow and blue. Ebralik placed his hand on his sister's head. Apra, our world is right next to this, their ships can get here in an instant. Without knowledge of their disposition, we can't remain in this place. It simply isn't safe. Someone has to take this risk for all of us. We just want you safe, son, his mother said. I completely understand. However, one does not protect by forbidding exposure, and ignorance is not protection or safety. Everyone went silent and pondered his words, but Ebralik said, All right, son. It was bound to happen eventually, my son going out alone and making something of himself. Memoria floated to the left of her creator's head and gave an assuring hum. This isn't goodbye forever. I will still contact you. A relay can be made from that distance only to the next planet. Keep in contact with us, brother, Apra pleaded, her upper and lower hands clasped together. Ebralik hugged his sister and embraced her. I will. You think I can stay in another world without wanting to talk to my kin? Well, you're going to go your own way, so you need food, Athres said. She wrapped 10 Eleusinia fruits in a pouch and handed them to her son, who hesitated to take them, his hands up in the air. Mother, I can't take that. What will you all eat? She pushed the pouch to his chest and he caught it in his hands. You have no clue if this death world you're going to has food that your body agrees with. We'll be fine, take it. Thanks, Mother. You're welcome. Now get some rest. You have a big trip tomorrow. Ebralik nodded and went to his stone bed, lying on the soft leaves and moss on top. Memoria descended and landed on his chest, feeling no heavier than a paperclip. She hummed softly as he patted her head. The soothing vibrations reverberated like a feline's purr. After such a long day and emotional conversations, Ebralik fell asleep. When morning came, Ebralik was woken up by the bright blue light on his face, which was made by Memoria and his family sitting at the edge of the tunnel mouth. Good morning, everyone. He got up and picked up the sack of fruit. Good morning, son, Athres said as a tear dropped from her eyes. Are you ready, son? Asked his dad. Yes, I'm ready. As he approached the edge, Apra jumped into his arms and hung on to her brother. He didn't push her off. He patted her head and climbed down to a rock bridge. Waiting for him were the 4 Empyreans and the sisters Cretes and Bria. Are you ready, Ebralik? Asked Ebralik. Yes, and they, he pointed at Apra and his parents, are going to see me off. That's fine. Ebralik glared at Bria, who remained silent. Is there a reason she is here? Yes, I, as an acolyte, am being tasked with making sure the nest is up and running. Acolyte? Bria crossed both sets of arms. Yes, Ebralik. Believe it or not, some of us spend more time perfecting our craft than staying latched onto things that don't serve us. She pointed at the 14-year-old pthumerian still hugging him. Well, I wouldn't expect you to know the value of love and connection. It's not like you've had a lot of familial love in a while. She went silent and turned her back to him. So shall we go? He walked to feel a tap on his shoulder and turned around to see Credes with a sack in her hand. Here is some more food, you'll need it. He looked in the brown leather bag and found round iridescent fruits. Is this what I think it is? Icinia peaches, and he noticed a tangy aroma from the fruits. It's made the same way Inax made them. Some people say the first fruit is the worst, but you've proven that to be false. He took the sack of fruits and she clasped her hands together while blushing green. Thanks, Ebralik. Let's go, Ebralik. The dust storm will come soon, Hirux said as everyone moved from the hollow to the entrance of the nest. Rebreathers fastened to their mouths. The red sky replaced a stone roof, and sharp dust brushed past their chitin as they entered the nest. The group walked through the ship to the throne room and gazed at the red barren expanse at the ground level. Ebralik ran his hand on the cold terminal and admired the titanium. Finally heading out, he said, looking around for the button to turn it on. It's here, said Ebralik as she pressed the button, and the ship became active. White light illuminated the dim ship. The silent vessel hummed and reverberated with the engine activity, and the still smell became replaced with oxygen, and bright cerulean hard light screens appeared at the window showing various areas. The generator room was brimming with light and heat from its celestial engine, the empty sleeping quarters, the fuel chamber full of ice water and Bria tending to it. Hirux leaned to the terminal and tapped the microphone button. Bria, what's the status on the fuel? His voice washed the chamber. His youngest daughter looked up and replied, The fuel is fine, father. All right then, it's time to go, said Hirux. Understood. Ebralik pulled Ido off his chest and gently placed her on the ground. It was time for me to go and you to go back home. Okay, Ebralik, come back safe. I will. Bria, Credes, Ido, Athres, and Evagon departed from the ship and watched as it slowly but loudly ascended in the air of Mars. Once it reached the mountain peak, the ship blipped from the sky and made a large boom that blasted dust and rocks around the mountain's peak. Ebralik gazed at the stars surrounding the vessel and the bright blue and green planet that awaited him, and its moon with a colossal laser on its surface. He took a deep breath as the new world, finally time to go, Memoria floated by his head and gave a questioning hum. Well, we'll be fine together. All right, let's drop you off quickly. We detected a large biosignature in the clouds and that poorly placed laser is in range. Turn on the cloaking drive, Ebralik ordered. The ship became translucent, descended through the clouds and emerged to see a vast desert with a settlement to the distance. Get ready to head out. Ebralik nodded and headed to the door. As it opened, a wave of warm sunlight and heat washed his body. Here we go, he said. He leaped from the door and landed in the sand as the nest blipped back from the sky.